Is it a remake, or a reboot, or something else entirely? With the premiere of Roadhouse on Amazon Prime, we find ourselves once again tangled in the web of Hollywood's intricate terminology. So let's unravel this together, shall we? First things first, the remake and the reboot, two of the most common terms that often invite confusion. Picture a remake as a film that takes the same characters, events, and plot points from an earlier film and repurposes them. Consider A Star is Born. From 1937 to 2018, each version presents a troubled entertainer grappling with jealousy as his partner's star rises. Or take Peter Jackson's King Kong from 2005, which employs modern effects to retell the story of giant apes' captivity, echoing the 1933 original. However, a remake doesn't have to mirror its predecessor exactly. Brian De Palma's Scarface, for instance, swaps the Italian immigrant Tony Camonte for the Cuban Tony Montana, but the essence of the story remains the same. Now, if a remake is a film's twin, a reboot is its distant cousin. It holds on to only a handful of elements from the original, often changing direction entirely. Comic book reboots serve as prime examples. The Amazing Spider-Man starring Andrew Garfield isn't a remake of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man featuring Tobey Maguire. It's a reboot, a reinvention of the Spider-Man universe, which was later reinvented yet again with Tom Holland in 2017's Spider-Man Homecoming. Reboots leverage brand recognition, which is why studios lean on them so heavily. Moving on to sequels, legacy sequels, and reimaginings. A sequel picks up where the original left off, continuing the narrative. Legacy sequels, on the other hand, are a newer breed, connecting to the original films but often set years later and introducing new characters. Take, for example, the recent Star Wars trilogy, which brings us both familiar and fresh faces. Reimaginings, however, take the most artistic license. They take the core concept of the original and transform it into something new and unique, like Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland, which morphs Lewis Carroll's children's tale into a dark and whimsical adventure. So, is Roadhouse a remake, reboot, or something else? That's for you to decide. But hopefully this guide has shed some light on Hollywood's complex lexicon of redos and reimaginations. Remember, whether it's a remake, reboot, sequel, or reimagining, each offers a fresh perspective, a new way to experience the stories we know and love.